What's up guys, the Sound Alchemist here yet again to bring you more epic facts on the Warhammer universe. This time we will be diving into the armory of the traitorous Chaos Space Marines. Now this Chaos Armory video will be split into two, and they will be further split between the 4 Chaos Gods and the traitorous legions of Chaos. So to begin, let's dive into the weaponry of Slaanesh, more specific, the Noise Marines. The Sonic Blaster is a sonic weapon used by Slaanesh's Noise Marines. This weapon unleashes a wave of crippling and distorted harmonies to rip their enemies apart. These weapons give their wielders a vivid sense of ecstasy with each blow. The Doom Siren is another sonic weapon that is made up of pipes and tubes that connect to their helmet and therefore magnifies their war cries. Each howl of pleasure is therefore turned into a devastating shockwave of destruction. It is mounted on the wielder's shoulders and leaves their hands free to carry other weapons into battle. The Blastmaster is a throbbing bass note which can burst eyeballs or rupture organs. At different frequencies, this weapon can produce different effects via its chaotic frequencies. Nurgle's Plague Marines. Mark III Iron Pattern Suits. Most Plague Marines still wear the armor that they have been wearing since the Great Crusade. This armor makes it easier to customize, and it can also handle the toxic battle zones, and therefore increase its durability. The Decaying Flesh. A Plague Marine's flesh is itself a weapon. Its stench can incapacitate enemies, and small arms fire has practically no effect upon it. The Plague Cleaver. This knife is capable of piercing ceramite armor, and if the narcotic slime that covers the blade makes contact with flesh, it will lead to a slow and agonizing death, practically every time. The Blight Grenades of Nurgle, aka the Death Heads. These are Nurgle's sorcerers who have severed the heads of their enemies and carry slime, pus, and other toxins. They seep out a noxious gas through the orifices on this head. Once thrown, the head will burst into a liquefied gas mix that can eat through armor and poisons the victim. Khorne's Berserkers. Khorne axes, Khorne chain axes, and Khorne chain swords. The Berserkers of Khorne wield any weapon that they see fit to deliver a cunning death to the enemy. They can wield axes, swords, chain axes, chain swords, or even rocks, as long as they can engage in close quarters bloodshed. The Black Legion, the Serpent's Scales. This unique suit of Terminator armor was worn by the Primarch Horus. This armor was improved upon thanks to the Fabricator General Kilbor Hall, the greatest artificer of the Imperium. Drak Nien is a demon sword of unknown origin. Legends say that it existed long before the rise of mankind. Currently, Abaddon the Despoiler wields it after having to complete several tests by the gods of chaos. This mighty demon weapon draws its power from the warp and can rend reality apart. The Talon of Horus is a large lightning claw equipped with a Stormbolter. Originally built and wielded by Horus, but now Abaddon wields it after Horus's death. Worldbreaker is a powerful mace given to Horus by the Emperor after being appointed War Master. Some say that the Emperor himself crafted this powerful mace. The Emperor's Children, the armor of Shrieking Souls. The demonic power armor worn by Lucius the Eternal. This armor is alive with the souls of the enemies that he had stolen over thousands of years. The souls protect the armor and can be released in a wave of psychic anguish to assault his enemies. The Gilded Panoply is an ornate suit of artificial armor worn by the Primarch Fulgrim. It was designed to take an insane amount of damage while providing Fulgrim with the use of his exceptional speed and agility. The Chirurgian is a half-magical, half-technologically device attached to Fabius Bile's spine. It has numerous spider-like arms and it pumps black ichor throughout his body, which creates a powerful ward around him. This weapon is Fabian Bile's life work, while it also works to keep him alive. Fireblade is a sword crafted by Ferrus Manus that was gifted to Fulgrim. This powerful sword generates immense heat, and with each swing, flames follow. During the battle between Fulgrim and Ferrus, Ferrus shattered the blade with his metal arms, but he reforged it in order to battle Fulgrim on Istvan V. Firebrand is a master-crafted Volkite charger wielded by Fulgrim. The Lash of Torment is a demonic lash wielded by Lucius the Eternal. It was created when Lucius killed a trio of demonettes of Slaanesh. He tore their tongues out and bound them together via a psychic ritual. He then gave this whip a sentience of its own. The Phoenix Power Spear is an elegant power weapon which is wielded by the Phoenix Guard. They are created in the image of the Adeptus Custodes power halberds. The Rod of Torment is a demon-forged weapon that Fabius Bile uses to cause an immense agonizing assault on the body of his victims. The Silver Blade of Lair is a demonic weapon wielded by Fulgrim. The demon bound inside took over Fulgrim's body and killed Ferrus Manus. The Sonic Shrieker is a prototype weapon used by the Emperor's children near the end of the Great Crusade. This design would be perfected once they joined Slaanesh, and the Shrieker cannon became a sonic blaster. The Zyclos Needler is Fabius Biles' gun. It fires poison darts which can cause illusions, convulsions, or any other ungodly disease. The Death Guard, the Barbarian Plate. This plate is power armor which is worn by the Primarch Mortarion. It was designed to deliver the gas of his homeworld which he needed in order to breathe. Silence is a massive two-handed scythe which was wielded by the Primarch of the Death Guard, Mortarion. Man Reaper is a powerful scythe that has been dipped in the filth of Nurgle's throne. It spreads death and disease with each swing. The Mephitic Perdition of Flies. This is a power fist that belonged to the loyalist Death Guard, Saun Decius. He remained loyal to the Emperor even after his body began to become infected with Nurgle's viruses. In an effort to stop the spread of disease, he cut off his hand inside his power fist. The Blood Ravens came across this relic, and much to their surprise, it still bore the curse of the Lord of Decay. Libertas is a heavy monosteel power sword fashioned in the style of a broadsword. It is wielded by Nathaniel Garro. Lantern is a brass-colored energy pistol that was used by Mortarion. It fires powerful energy blasts that disintegrate any living being. The Thousand Suns, the Black Staff of Ahriman. This ornate force weapon uses Ahriman's psychic energy to channel and create an even stronger force of the warp. The Book of Magnus is a monumental tome of sorcery compiled by Magnus the Red from the arcane lore he gathered during his travels across the galaxy. Seer Stones are crystal globes that are kept aboard of the Thousand Suns aircraft. These stones can track the psychic scent of individuals or be used to channel psychic powers. The Night Lords. Aurum is a master-crafted power sword wielded by Talos Vorkaran, aka the Soul Hunter, and it was stolen from a Blood Angel's captain. The Gift of the Night Lord is a combi flamer that uses the wielder's strength to empower its flames. Mercy and Forgiveness are a pair of lightning claws, which their origin is unknown. These claws are wielded by Conrad Kurz, Primarch of the Night Lords. Widowmakers are mono-serrated throwing blades that Kurz favored over firearms. The Nightmare Mantle is the customized power armor of Conrad Kurz. Grisly trophies and flayed skin are adorned upon it in order to instill fear into his enemies. The Corona Nox is a crown that was a sign of kingship in Nostern. This crown gave Kurz comfort with his dark dreams. It was made of adamantium and had a single diamond upon it. The Storm's Eye is a land raider utilized by the Night Lord's First Claw Squad. This vehicle was the bane of many Marines and has managed to cause death and destruction to over 100 planets. And with that, we have finished on half of the weapons of the Chaos Space Marines. We will continue into the Eye of Terror to give you the rest of the weaponry of these traitorous legions. But for now, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share this video to all your 40k loving friends. And as always, I have been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, signing out.